I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we will understand independent and dependent variables. As you know, the value of a variable that determines the output is called independent variable. Now I'll take few scenarios. Let us say here's a graph. In a graph we normally plot time, or along the x-axis we normally take independent value and y is the dependent value, right? So let me sketch a graph here of a function. Let us say the function is kind of like this. Okay. Now here what you observe is that for as the x increases, y increases, whether we go on left side of origin or on the right side of the origin, right? So depending on the value of x, we have value of y. In any graph, x represents independent variable and y represents dependent variable. So in this case, x is independent and y is dependent. So in general, for any graph, horizontal number line represents independent variable and the values along the vertical number line, y-axis, represents dependent variable. Now what happens if you are given a relation in this form? Let us say a set of coordinate points. Now in such a case, these values, the x coordinate points, they represent independent variable. So the general point is xy. Do you see that? So the x coordinate points are independent, and the other ones, which are the y coordinate points, they represent dependent variable. Okay. When we talk about table of values, here also we normally write x and y. X may be result of an input and y may be result of output, right? So here also we see x as the independent variable and y as dependent variable in a table, right? So if I have to place this data on the table, I'll write 3, 2, 0, minus 1 on this side, 3, 2, 0, minus 1, related 3 with 5, 2 with 1, 0 with 0, minus 1 with 2. So that is writing the same set of coordinate points in tabular form, where independent variable is written on the left side. It acts as an input and output becomes the dependent variable. Now if a mapping diagram is given to you, then you have to check the arrow. If the arrow originates from here, goes towards this side, in that case these variables are independent and these are dependent. So in a mapping diagram, independent variables which form the domain are set of the points from where the arrow originates, and the range is where it is associated or where it terminates, right? So that is in case of a mapping diagram. So in different scenarios, you could have independent and dependent variables as shown here. You will also have an equation. For example, equation is y equals to 2x squared minus 6x plus 1. In this case again, y represents dependent variable, x is the independent variable. For different values of x, we'll have different values of y, and the value of y will be dependent on the value of x. So that is how, from different ways in which we can represent relation, you can figure out what is independent and what is dependent variable, what is domain and what is range of the relation. I hope that helps. Thank you and all the best.